Hey guys, so this is my review on The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 2. So during the episode I recorded some voice overs from me so I didn't forget what I was feeling at that point during the moment, and what happened, because I have a habit of going off what I'm saying and it's just all due to my learning difficulties. But anywho, so at the start of the episode we see Ingrid or whatever her name is, and her family is, well, my impression that they're getting brutally murdered by the walkers, and she's in the car distraught, and she writes GSS on the window and on the ground, and I really don't know what that means. I don't know what it means at all, and I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me, because I don't know what that means. So obviously she's very starving and she sees this turtle and she starts eating it. It's a very quite sad scene because there's not a lot of life left, and the turtle is a kind of symbol of hope, I guess, for me anyway, because it's a creature that is not seen a lot in the apocalypse, Walker apocalypse. So obviously she has to eat, and so Ingrid approaches Alexandra. So Carol and Olivia, the kind of bigger woman who kind of is in charge of all the weapons and stuff, is talking to this other woman who smokes a lot, and they're talking about cashews or something. And Carol talks about how she used to make them for Ed, and you can just see that she's still trying to keep up the kind of, innocent acts to be sneaky. So Carol offers the woman who smokes a lot to teach her this recipe, and then as Carol is going out the door she sees Sam, I think his name is, Jesse's younger son, and he's just kind of grieving, it looks like he is kind of still grieving. Obviously it's his dad that just recently died, so she told him to get over it, and he's kind of bit her off. Then we're in Jesse's house and she calls down her son for a haircut, but with the intention of speaking to him. Of course he's not stupid and he realises that, and he's not happy with her being friends with Rick, but I say that they're a little bit more than friends. But personally I don't really see the kind of chemistry, or I haven't this season anyway. I did kind of see it in season 5, but considering not really being in the kind of same room as each other a lot, and they're not really good terms at the moment, I don't see the spark that he has with Michonne. But The Walking Dead isn't about romance anyway, but a lot of people want them together and he isn't with her in the comics, so I'm really interested to see how that pans out. But at the moment, yeah. So her son Ron, I think his name is not happy with her being friends with Rick, and she says to Ron to raise his arm, and he storms off because obviously his dad hit him or something. So Maggie takes Diana out to talk about growing crops kind of thing, and she raises the fact that I can't remember Diana's husband, but that he would have wanted that in the community, not just building their social getting to know one another, but building a kind of community with food and So Eugene and Tara go in to get aspirin, and there's a woman there. I can't remember her name, but she's the new kind of doctor. When she was just wanting to be a psychologist, but she has a kind of higher or something in surgery, so she's been appointed the kind of head of the doctor, and that just kind of comes into the conversation, I suppose. So Carl, yay, Carl's in it. Sorry, but he's become like one of my favourites. He's grew up in a lot since like season 1. So yeah, Carl's walking Judith, and I think it's so cute. But Father Asshole wants to help, and that he's very sorry for what he did, and they were right, blah blah yada yada. Personally, I think it would be very stupid to trust him again, but because he's had his chance, and it's just like, how many chances do you need to give people before they kill everybody? Basically, he killed a lot of people last season. Anywho, so Carl decides to give him a chance, and tells him to meet at 3 o'clock or something like that. Okay, so I just thought I should mention that Rick is not in this episode, and I'm not really a big fan of when he's not in the episodes. Never have been. But there is occasionally a few good episodes when he's not in it. And it's more because Andy's acting is just, it kind of brings an edge to the episodes that it seemed to be missing for me. But anyway, I'm talking about the episodes. So Carol is kind of got this timer on for cooking, and she's looking at the window, and she sees a woman getting attacked by the wolves. I thought this was the best bit of the episodes, to be frank. I didn't really see that coming. And Jess tells Sam to hide in the closet. She ends up going with him. So Ingrid, or whatever her name, comes and says that she's saying goodbye to Carl. He says, sit down and help me. He has grew up, like I said, a lot. Not just looking, like I say, but the fact he wants to protect his baby sister. I mean, he's always wanted to do that, but he's more at a kind of state where he can. And anyway, Ingrid sits down and helps him. So Diana's son is the shooter from the tower, obviously, and he's trying to like help out by shooting people. Duh. But you know how we heard the horn in the last episode? Well, it comes from this truck that crashes into the building, so that's how it attracts walkers. So crazy people have started attacking Alexandra, or wolves, and Morgan is facing off with this crazy dude. So Carol, the woman, steals their masks and goes out and helps people. Morgan doesn't agree with killing them, or doesn't want to, and he sees Father Great douchebag getting attacked by them, and Carol says to leave him, and he says no, so he wants to help him. So Jess totally takes out this the wolf, like the gang, one of the group members, by stabbing, or in a total badass way. So it kind of stops all this mayhem, and Ingrid, whatever her name is, leaves a note at Carl's door saying just survive somehow, so she's obviously leaving. So this episode was not as good as I expected, because it was getting really good reviews from my friends and stuff. And last week's was much, much better. This was actually quite disappointing for The Walking Dead episode 2. you know, the funny thing is, the same time that it was disappointing, I felt like it was kind of needed. I know I'm strange, but let me explain. For instance, we kind of needed to see the other characters and how they were doing, stuff like that. But at the same time, there was not the kind of the suspense factor for me in it that it had last week. Like, at the end of the episode, I was not left, like, wanting more. And I was kind of missing some of the characters, like Glenn, Rick, and Daryl. Obviously, they can't be in it all the time, and there is more people to cover, but Morgan was just stupid. I'm sorry, but he's still stupid. You think that after what happened to his son, he would be more on guard, but I mean, he is willing to kill, but judges other people for doing so, and I think that's kind of hypocritical. I didn't say that right, did I? Anyway, you get my drift. As everybody knows, I'm not a fan of Carol, the woman. And last week I said that I was starting to kind of like her stepping up, but this felt unrealistic. You know, she has more screen time than some of the characters, and it's just so freaking stupid. Like Jess had like 5 minutes. Rosita had 2 minutes. I feel like this is a good start to the Wills interacting with the gang, and I think there will be much trouble for them. It's a good start to that, I suppose. But I liked the episode, but I felt like it could have been better. That's just me though. So I gave it 7 out of 10. And maybe it's because I expected more. Anyway, I'll see you next week for another review on The Walking Dead. I hope that you've kind of stayed with me for my rambling. Bye.